Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. First and foremost, roll tide roll. We won the Iron Bowl. It might have been a struggle win, but we won. And also, first and foremost for real was the fact that my team won. My alma mater, Alabama State University. Turkey Day Classic. It's another one in the books. And I'm glad that both of my teams pulled it out. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started on this recap review. So this episode started out with Melody. She's actually trying to tie up some stuff that is surrounding her video release party. She wants to do a premiere so that everybody can see her party. She's throwing a party so that everybody can see the video to telltale signs. And so she is finally going to allow Tiffany to bring in people to interview for internships. And they are actually all people who are attending Alabama A&M University. And I've actually visited that campus when I was with my ex. I don't even remember if we were together as a couple or if we were just friends at the time, because he and I were like best friends for years before we ever became a thing. So yeah, but when I went, it was like, to me, I feel like I was at Alabama State University. Like, I was like, oh, this is very ASU. I don't know what in the world's going on with that. But yeah, and it was crazy because it's like my ex was popular, but he wasn't, because he used to be in the band when he was in high school and all that, but he didn't do it when he was in college. I was confused about that, because it's like, why didn't you get a scholarship to Alabama State University? Why didn't you have a band scholarship? But whatever, it is what it is. But it was a decent environment. They didn't try us because, we were Hornets, and, they are whatever their mascot and things are, or whatever is. So yeah. But I've been to the campus. I'm pretty sure they've made upgrades just as we did, because Alabama State is just about unrecognizable right now. Y'all, let's have a moment for the sirens. Golly. It's not as bad as it was, Thanksgiving Day. I heard a fire truck. It was so loud I couldn't even hear myself. I was like, what is going on? But anyway, y'all, pardon the interruption. So she's getting the interns, and the interns that she's going to interview are from Alabama A&M. So that is her alma mater. So I'm like, okay, I hear you. I understand that. Do what you do. So she and Tiffany are talking, and Tiffany brought up the fact that she didn't understand what was going on with Tisha, because Tisha pulled her to the side and was like, we ain't got no dirt on you. Like, what's T? Like, what you got going on? Because all the IT, but we don't know nothing about you. You ain't told us nothing negative about you. And so Melody was kind of trying to be like, well, I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, hopefully it was coming from a good place. Hopefully it wasn't, a messy type of, situation, but, I'm sorry that happened to you. And so she felt some type of way, because she's just like, I am transparent. I'm an open book, but the way that she said it just didn't sit right with me. So anyway, they're interviewing people, and hopefully she'll end up liking these people, because she's very picky, very particular, which I don't blame her. They're going to be helping to represent her brand. So it is what it is. And that is a great opportunity. If you can find somebody who you can have an internship with, it's awesome that, she's basically a Black-owned business owner. She is a Black-owned business owner. So for them to be able to work up under her and get some experience, that'll be awesome. Now, I don't know if she's going to pay them, but that's still going to be great experience and exposure, because her brand is steadily growing. Y'all, so y'all know the invites and things have gone out, and they are actually now about to start pouring into the event. And it's an all-white affair. You know what I'm saying? So everybody that showed up, I saw Miss Wanda, and I was like, why? Like, why is she here? But go off though. Something that they've noticed is that it's always a running theme of, when we get together, we're going to discuss side heifers and all of this. And Kimmy was just like, I don't understand this. And Tiffany thought that Martell was gonna show up, and Destiny is just like looking like, girl, he ain't gonna show up. I'm like, girl, you just don't know Martell apparently, and it's sad that Tiffany even knew what was gonna go on and you didn't. And that's your friend. Like, you've known him before you knew Melody. But go off though. So at one point in time, Melody's mama and Letitia's mama, who was Miss Wanda, they went off to the side to discuss some things. And you could tell that Melody's mama really wasn't here for her, but she was like, all right, I guess. And so she was like, I just want to talk to you or whatever, whatever. And she trying to make it seem like she want to know what they can do so that they don't have, elephant in the room and all this other stuff. And so Melody's mama was like, basically stop giving my daughter advice. And so she was like, well, I don't understand because, whatever. And so she was like, you keep trying to get my daughter to get back with somebody who was not right for her. That was a toxic situation that didn't work out. It is what it is. Yeah, they got kids together, but it's like, girl, get up off of that. That ain't what it's finna be. And you ain't the person to try to tell nobody who they need to get with because you got a whole husband and a boyfriend. Ma'am, nobody want to hear nothing you talking about. So to me, as far as I'm concerned, that did not end well. I feel like her mama was just like, look, just keep my daughter's name out your mouth and go on about your business. So I was like, oh, okay. Like, you could tell that Melody's mama is tied in her spirit of her because she really be trying it. And so, like I said before, they keep having a conversation about side heifers and they just want to know what is going on with this. And like, why is this the topic always? And the person who Kimmy met up with, like, I think it was last week, she was like, she's supposed to come to this event. She was supposed to show up. And she was excited kind of for her to show up because she's tired of people painting this narrative like she stole Maurice away from Kiowa when that wasn't the situation. And she was like, look, and I misspoke last week. What I meant to say was Letitia was like brief passing friends with the friend Patricia or whatever her name is. I'm sorry if I said the wrong name because y'all know how I am with these names, especially Robin. I don't even know how I remember it in this moment, but I'm not going to remember Wednesday. For sisters. So anyway, but yeah, she was just like, look, like, I kind of wanted her to be here because she was going to be able to dispel these rumors because people keep trying to try me. And so Maurice is just like, well, if you know the situation, like, why do you care? And it's like, no, you're not the one who is always at the stake. Every time this is brought up, people are saying that I am the one who was a home wrecker and took you from your happy situation when that wasn't the case. And she was just like, look, like they had to explain again, like full on, like, look here, this was the situation. He was living where he was living. She didn't even know of his existence like that. When they met, he was already divorced. Like the papers had been filed. He filed a couple of times. He filed like twice. I think she wouldn't sign the papers the first time because she was in denial that it was over and that he was over it. And then she finally signed the papers. And before they even got together, if I'm not mistaken, she had already married somebody else. So it's like, girl, why do you care? But Kiowa was obviously still hurt. And you could tell, like, especially when she first came on the scene and we saw her on the show, it's like, girl, what is going on? Like, don't nobody have time. So anyway, it was just a mess. So yeah, y'all, everybody is enjoying the festivities. And then the ladies went off to the side because they're kind of still waiting for things to really start. And so I don't know what in the world was going on in this episode, but it seemed like it was somewhat of a ganging up situation on Tiffany because everybody wanted to know, like, what was her tea? Because, I mean, and it's like, I understand both sides because it's like when she first came, like, she came to a function that she wasn't invited to, which was Destiny's birthday gathering. It was like her birthday brunch or lunch or whatever it was. Don't nobody know you but Melody. And you were there and you brought information that the person that has the actual connection to the person that you brought up, it's like, girl, why are you even bringing this up? This is not the time or the place. She has been deemed the queen of not knowing when it's the time or the place to discuss stuff. And so now they're discussing how she don't, allow people in and nobody knows what's going on with her. And, you know, at first it was just a situation where it was just between she and Letitia, but now everybody's saying the same thing. And so she was like, look, my thing is this. I felt like the way you came at me was not right, because at least with Destiny, we were able to have our moment off to the side. We planned a day, and she legit wanted to know about me. It was a, oh, I'm from here, whatever, whatever. It ain't no, oh, so what you got going on? What, you know, as a random example, like, is your child's father by your husband, your ex-husband, or no? And so, like, she was very offended by that example. And so then out of nowhere, she brings Kimmy into it. So she was like, that's like me saying, oh, Kimmy, is Jalen Maurice's dad or no? Like, it's like, girl, and Kimmy was like, I don't understand how I keep being brought into the middle of this. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. And so, like, that's why I'm saying I get both sides, because she legit says I'm transparent and I don't mind telling y'all stuff or whatever. But then now in a situation like this, when it's being brought up, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I feel like you attacking me and coming at me sideways, and the way that you're saying it is not, you know, coming from a, oh, I really want to get to know you type of place. It seems like it's just being messy and nosy and all of that. So anyway, now everything is happening. Melody has finally come out. The dog that she had, that she was walking out with, did not want to cooperate. And she made her announcement and thanked everybody for being there for her, being her village and all of that. And yeah. She's doing the video premiere, and everybody getting their life, and they're showing it, and they're showing how Melody feels, not Melody, that Destiny feels that with Melody's situation, she can have hope in knowing that it'll get better, because they've been through the same thing, and she's kind of still in the beginning stages of it, and Melody has already come out on the other side. So everybody watching and they jamming to it. Somebody said, I don't remember this part, when she said something about him getting the side heifer pregnant and all this other stuff. But the video was nice. Y'all, when I tell y'all, when she put it on IG, people wanted to see a snippet. I think she did like a 5-second snippet, and it was the part that she was in all black. We was like, wait a minute, you just gave us our entire life, and we ain't even seen nothing yet. It was good though. It was good. So anyway, after the video was done, Destiny and Melody went off to the side. They got into a whole screaming match. I was just like, what is going on? Child, Melody even went so far as to tell her, my children don't want nothing to do with you. They think you're boring. They don't want to be around you. And she was like, no, their kids love me. It might be Mariah. Mariah might be the only one that ain't here for me, but all the rest of them, she said Martell Jr. lived for her and all. She was like, no, my children said, oh, that's Miss Boring Destiny coming. I was like, oh my. So she was like, that's not good parenting. Like, you shouldn't allow your kids to say that. She was like, no, that has nothing to do with parenting. Like, it is what it is. But they were talking, and she was just like, I feel like you're talking about a village, but you're not giving that to me. And like, you have a certain situation, and like, I thought that that's what we were building on. Child, I'm talking about, they got to a full-on screaming match to the point of where it was so bad that the mics and stuff they had on, it started to become like really super loud, and they were kind of malfunctioning a little bit as far as I was concerned. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, Melody had to walk off from her. And she was in the confessional like, girl, you could have said this days after the event, or said something days before the event. But this is not the place or the time. Like, y'all love trying to talk about how Tiffany is not good about that. This is what's going on in this moment. This is not the right place or time. So then, some kind of way after she walked off, I'm talking about they yelling. And then they looking like, I know that y'all yelling. I don't know if she stepped on her dress or whatever, but she ended up throwing her little train and stuff. I was like, child, what is going on? So then they're taking pictures. All of a sudden, while she's taking pictures with the guy who was in the video with her, all of a sudden, here come Martell. I'm like, child, somebody said, of course, Martell had to show up. I said, oh God, I think it was Maurice. I said, oh God. Of course. And because he didn't get an invite, he don't know what's going on. Now, he found out about the premiere and all this stuff, this party, because of a conversation that he was having with Marceau, if I'm not mistaken. And so he showed up with a white suit on, but he had black and stuff with it, and it's an all-white party. So it's like, boy. So she was like, I wasn't expecting him to be there, and he didn't get an invite. So it's like, why are you here? So then he gonna put his hand like on the small of her back, to my can I talk to you for a minute? So she's expecting him to turn up and do what he normally do, but he was like, I just want to let you know that I support you and whatever. And you say this ain't about me, whatever. But when he was in the confessional, he was like, even though the song is about me, I'ma still support her, but I don't support the song. Then he had the audacity to say, oh, well, since the song is about me, I gotta check into it. I need to talk to my lawyer and see if I can get 50% of all this money coming in from this. Boy, you are not London on the track. You did not produce nothing. You ain't nobody's engineer. You didn't put not one dime towards it. Sit down somewhere and shut up. Get somewhere and sit down. Do it now, because there are plenty of people who have profited off of their own pain and didn't have to give a dime to the people who are the ones who were the cause of the pain. So go somewhere and sit down. Now, we all know that despite the fact that somebody else wrote or helped to write the song, that it did have a lot to do with him as well. Yes, there are other women who go through it, but I'm just saying, all the situations that were sang about, discussed in that song, were all things that happened to her. But he need to go somewhere and sit down thinking that he finna get a check. So everybody at the end talking about, oh, I'm so glad that she was able to overcome this and whatever. Y'all, that was the end of the episode. It is going to be a 3-part reunion. And I'm just like, stop with all these parts. Y'all can have 2 parts that are like 2 hours long if y'all feel like y'all gonna have that much content, because I feel like it might be more filler than anything. Because I don't want to sit up here forever. Like, I really feel like I'm gonna be scrolling through my phone. The entire time, because no, y'all really be dragging stuff out and it don't need all of this. Carlos King is going to be the one who is doing it. And it look like it's going to have some juicy moments, but it could all be a situation where production is making it look like that, and it ain't going to be that, but we going to see. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you so much for dropping by my channel. Please subscribe if you have not done so. Hit that like button and let's talk about it in the comment section.